Episode 20, submitted by Ray, Springfield, Missouri. 44. Read exactly as submitted. I hurt my shoulder last April carrying a window air conditioner up a flight of stairs, and my doctor sent me to a physical therapy place in a strip mall out by the highway, between a vape shop and a tax office. When I called for the appointment, the woman typed for a second and said, "Oh, you're already in our system." I said that couldn't be right. I'd never been there. She said it happens. So I got there 15 minutes early, like they tell you to, and she handed me a clipboard, and I sat down in one of those chairs with the wooden arms, and the intake form was already filled in. Not the insurance part. That part was blank, and I did that myself. The medical history was done. 2 pages of it, blue pen, small handwriting that was not mine. I want to be fair. At the time, it did not scare me even a little. I figured some office had faxed my records over, and somebody had saved me 20 minutes. My name was spelled right, including the second E that everybody misses. My birthday was right, and the injury section, which I read all the way down with my coat still on, was true. Left forearm, 1994. 2 ribs, 1996. Collarbone, spring, 1998. Nose, fall, 1998. Right wrist, June 2001. There was a narrow column on the right for cause, and every line in it said the same word in the same hand. Fall, 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 fall. I remember thinking, well, that's about right. I signed the bottom and handed it back and said something like, "Y'all are thorough." And she smiled and slid it into a folder. Renata was my therapist. 60 or so, forearms like a farmer, talked about her son's truck the whole hour. 3rd week, she had my arm over my head and stopped and ran her thumb along the collarbone and said, "This one healed a little high. Did somebody set it or did it set itself?" I said I didn't know. I said I was a clumsy kid. I have said that sentence my entire adult life, the way other people say they were a picky eater. I said it at work. I said it to my husband on our 2nd date. I said it to Renata with my arm in the air. Clumsy kid, 3 bikes, no helmets. You know how it was back then. She said, "Sure," and went back to counting reps. 8th session, she got called up front and left me on the table under the heat pack. My folder was open on the counter about 2 feet from my head. I wasn't snooping. I turned my head because turning my head was one of the exercises. The intake form was on top, and it was not a fax, and it was not a copy. It was the original page, the kind with the carbon back, ridged where somebody pressed hard. At the bottom, there was a line that said, "Form completed by," and beside it, "Relationship to patient," and beside that, a date. The relationship said mother. The date said October 2002. I called that clinic for the first time in my life this spring. She filled that page out 23 years before I ever walked in the door. And it was not the only one. Underneath it were 3 more, older, same pen, same hand. One from 1996, one from 1998, one from 2000, each stopping at whatever the newest thing was. No therapist notes on any of them. Nothing on the back. Somebody made 4 appointments for me across 8 years, drove out to that strip mall, sat in a chair with wooden arms, filled in every line, and did not bring me. I put it back the way it was. Renata came in and finished the hour and asked if the heat helped. I said it did. I have not asked my mother about it, and I'm not going to. What I keep coming back to isn't the list. It's how good the list was. Sides right, months right, my name with the second E, 4 separate times, out of her own head, in that steady little handwriting. Then she got up and went home. Everybody has somebody who could fill that page out, Dates, sides, all of it, without looking anything up. Most people just never get handed it at the front desk.